From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Gavin Floyd, A.J. Pierzynski, Alexi Ramirez in the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Derek Jeter and the 27-time world champion New York Yankees. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you Game 3 of this four-game series. As you know, the Yankees have won the first two. We had a chance to beat CC Sabathia in the opener. We didn't do it. We had plenty of opportunities. They won that game 3-2. Then last night in a rain-abbreviated game, they won it 6-0. Phil Hughes had good stuff last evening. So the Sox come in 5.5 games back of the Tigers, and we got the right man on the bump tonight.
Well, their hottest pitcher has been Gavin Floyd, and he goes to the mound at 9-9. So he'd love to get above 500. He'd love to interrupt his four-game losing streak. And lifetime, he's thrown the ball pretty well against the Yankees. Last time out against Boston, he was absolutely sensational. So I like his chances tonight. If that curveball is working early, he's going to be in pretty good shape. And the bottom part of this Yankee lineup isn't the most dangerous around. And on the other side of the field, A.J. Burnett goes to the mound at 8-9. Now, conversely, he's never thrown very well against the Sox. He's about 5-point ERA lifetime. So that's a guy that we can get to. Hopefully we will. Hughes was a little too tough last night. CC was always tough. But this is a team I think is vulnerable this evening. Let's see if we can get the first game of the series.
All righty, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox.
The action, call 1-800-XFINITY today. It's a beautiful night for baseball, not a cloud in the sky. It's 75 degrees, and we'll see how Joe Girardi's going to line up his Yankees. Gardner leading off, and Derek Jeter hitting second. Then it's Granderson, Teixeira, who homered from both sides of the plate last night. Cano, Swisher, Chavez with Posada and Martin rounding out the lineup. With a great defensive setup and how they'll set up behind Gavin Floyd. Pierre, Rios, and Diaza left to right with Morel, Ramirez, Vizquel, and Dunn. A.J. Brzezinski gets a nod behind the plate, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Gavin Floyd. Gavin looking for win number 10. This is his 21st start of the year. Overall, pretty good year. Almost a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. So games of note, Detroit is winning 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning against Texas, and Cleveland and Boston tied at 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. So we come in 5.5 games in back of the Tigers, and the Indians 3 games behind Detroit, 2.5 in front of our Sox, as we try to take the third game of the series with the finale tomorrow evening. So we're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn over to my play-by-play partner, who also did a great job as a master of ceremonies for the Mayor Daily Night, Hawk Harrelson.
Thanks, Tony. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for Game 3 of this 4-game set. And tonight is a great night for a win. Brett Gardner gets set to lead it off against Gavin Floyd. Gardner comes in hitting at 275, 4 homers. He's driven in 27. He's 1 for 7 in this series. So the corner's in close. This man can run. He runs very fast. Takes it up high. In fact, he's stolen 32 bases in 42 attempts this year.
And always had good luck against Gavin.
There's the bunt. It's a good one. Can't get him. So good speed on the board right now.
Perfect bunt by Gardner. And then he's off to the races. Ben Morel does as good a job as he could have done if he gave him probably another step and a half as far as setting up. And that's all it took for Gardner to beat it.
So here's Jeter. He comes in hitting at 270, 4 homers, 36 knocked in. And Derek 2 for 4 in the series. That was last night. And there's another bunt, and that's going to stay fair. So a bunt. And trouble brewing real quick. Not from the Bronx Bombers, from the Bronx Bunners.
The Yankees broke on top in both games, and they're looking to do the same here. This is a perfect bunt. Once it gets on the dirt, it's going to spin back toward the field of play. So right here, you know that this is going to be a base hit. Now Gavin Floyd in some trouble, and you got to keep a close eye on Gardner at second, because this twosome will run.
And here's some more good speed. Curtis Granderson hitting at 272, 28 homers and 79 knocked in. Yankees come in hitting at 263 as a club with a 3.43 ERA. They are 24 games over at 66 and 42. And there's first pitch strike. Anderson has faced Gavin 32 times, has 8 hits, 7 of which have stayed in the park. And another strike. And here at beautiful USA Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Outfield very deep all the way around, as you would expect for a man who's hit 28 home runs.
And just missed one in the opener here. That breaking ball, chopped foul. So the count hangs at 0-2.
Granderson leads the Yankees in strikeouts, and Gavin could use one. Anderson has fanned 115 times this year.
And that's popped up into short center field. Trouble. So 2 bunts and a bloop. 2 bunts, a duck snort, sacks packed, nobody out.
I don't think Alex saw that ball very well because he got no break on it. Ramirez did see it, but it was out too far for him. And that fastball up and out over the plate. Anderson doesn't get a whole lot of it. No chance for this one. The bases are loaded with nobody out.
And here's Teixeira. He's 5 for 8 in the series with 2 homers, that coming last night, 1 from each side of the plate for the 12th time in his career, which is a new major league record. That's high into center field. So that's going to get 1 in and maybe 2 over. Anderson now, he threw.
You just can't do that.
Can't do it. You just can't throw the wrong base hit. You're not going to get Jeter. So Granderson moves into second.
RBI number 83. You take the double play out of the equation when you airmail the cutoff man. All that ball, if you're going to go, just throw it right at Alexi.
So here's Cano. You don't want to give this guy anything good to hit. That first base open. Swisher on deck. Cano at 295, 16 homers and 70 knocked in. And that's ball 1.
Cano leads this team with 4 intentional walks. And for the 3rd time in a row, the Yankees score in the first inning. The opener, it was 2 off Jake Peavy. Last night, 1 off John Danks, as they went on to score 4 runs the first 3 innings.
It is 4-0 Yankees. First base open. 3-run homer by Cano.
Home number 17, RBIs 71, 2 and 3. Just not a well thought out scenario there, because Cano is one of the league's best. Swisher very susceptible to the breaking ball in the straight change. And just like that, it's 4-zip on our Ford home run replay. Gavin gets it up and out over the plate, and Cano hits a rocket out of the park.
So here's Swisher at 268, 14 homers, 62 knocked in. That didn't take long. Yankees with 143 home runs. We have 101. That curveball, back door, and the count evens at 1. And the count 1-2.
Joe Girardi, the skipper, sees his team once again jump out on top.
Well, A.J. Burnett just took a 17-inch plate and made it about a 22-inch plate.
And although Burnett has struggled this year,
it's a little easier to struggle when you get 4 runs before you throw your first pitch.
There's no doubt.
Cano last year hit 29 home runs, drove in 109, hit 319. And a lot of people thought he was the most valuable player in the league last year. This is the 7th meeting of the year between these two teams. In the first 6, we have won 2.
You called him out. Ryan Runge on the call.
So 2 down. And here's Eric Chavez. Chavez at 275, no homers, and 8 knocked in. And the count 2-0. Posada on deck. He scored 2 runs in the first inning in the opener, 1 run in the first inning last night, and 4. As that'll retire the side, but a crooked number goes up on the board after a half inning of play as the Yankees score, and our Sox coming to bat.
Pierre's going to lead it off, then Vizquel at second, hitting second, and Quinton, Dunn, Ramirez, Pierzynski, Rios, Diaz, and Morel rounded out. There's a great defensive setup, and how they'll line up behind A.J. Burnett. It's Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher in the infield, Chavez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Russell Martin behind the plate, and the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is A.J. Burnett. He's 8-9 this year. This is his 23rd start of the year. His ERA about 4.25.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. So here's Pierre. At 275, a homer. He's driven in 26. Corners in close. Takes ball 1. 1, 2 for 7 in the series. 4 for 7 lifetime, I should say, off Burnett. Sox come in hitting at 250 with a 3.72 ERA.
The umpires for the game tonight: Ryan Runge behind the plate, Marvin Hudson at first, Tim McClellan, the crew chief, is at second, and Ted Barrett is at third.
Two and 1 the count. Stay fair. Stay fair. It will. So that will be a ground rule double And a good way to start. Let's get some of these runs back right now.
Burnett tries to go inside. Juan brings the hands in and whacks it down the line. One hop out of the ballpark. And that's the look. And the look tells you that it's fair by plenty.
So Omar's got a job to do. And that's a fair ball. That's Brian Runge's call, and he made the call. So that'll be a base hit. Runners at the corners, nobody out. How many times you see three bunch singles in 1+ inning?
Omar does the right thing by bunting. And that ball was right on the line when Eric Chavez caught it. It was foul, but it rolled back into fair territory. He just waited too long to grab it.
So here's Quentin. Quentin hitting at .259, 20 homers and 62 knocked in. Outfield slightly to the left, bunched a bit, about equidistant.
One thing to bear in mind with A.J. Burnett, he has 13 wild pitches this year, far and away leading his staff.
And very quickly the count 0-2. Carl's been 0-2 in a hurry a lot lately.
See the wild pitches, you see the walks and the home runs allowed. All factor in the fact that he's below 500 with usually very good stuff.
And that is hooked foul.
With runners in scoring position, Carlos has been pretty good this year.
And that's a little too high. Texas hitting in the top of the fifth, trailing the Tigers 3-2. And that's into left field. They'll get the job done with Pierre. So he'll score on the sacrifice fly, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
That'll be at number 63 for Carlos Quentin.
So here's Adam. Adam at 165, 10 homers and 38 driven home. 1 for 6 in the series. Lifetime against Burnett, 4 for 16. And takes first pitch strike. Count 0-2. That ball hit hard. But Granderson is there. Hang with him for Dunn. Two out, and that'll bring up Alexei hitting at 270, 10 homers and 45 driven in.
Alexei had a big night against CC Sabathia. Seemed to be right on everything the big man was throwing.
Lays off that curveball.
There's a look at the man with 16 wins.
And he's now 18-4 lifetime against us. That ball hit hard, but roped foul. And right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our director and the crew, going with Alexei. Don't Ponies going with Piazza, Terry Hanley, Mike Williams, Roger Clare, and I, and all the good folks over at Bowling Book. We're going to go with AJ Pierzynski. Short lead by Omar. One hopper. But the leadoff double, then the bunt single, sacrifice fly. After one, it is 4-1 New York. .53 for breaking White Sox news, scores, insider reports, and more. Text CSN Sox to 29653 right now. Gavin Floyd finishing up his warm-up tosses. He will have Posada, Martin, then back to the top of the order with Brett Gardner.
Posada, switch hitter, much better hitter from the left side. 266 as opposed to 113 as a right-hand hitter, and all 9 of his home runs have come from this side.
.39-year-old veteran and some kind of player for this ball club. All over that fastball, just underneath it. Curveball. One down. And a reminder, every Friday home game is United Flyweight Friday. Each Friday home game One lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly the Chicago White Sox. We will see them tomorrow night. Mark Seipel, Mike Corrigan, and the crew as we head on over to Minnesota for 3 and then finish off that week-long road trip with 4 in Baltimore. Checks it up and fouls it off.
Russell Martin started his major league career with the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he had 3 good years in a row. 06, 07, and 08. Things fell off for him in 09 and last year. And the Yankees signed him as a free agent.
And he's still only 28 years old.
He's done a pretty nice job. Still decent behind the plate. He has some power.
We saw that last night. He hit a bomb out of here.
His best year, 19 home runs with the Dodgers.
Good strike. If you had 19 home runs playing at Dodger Stadium, that's equivalent to maybe 25 in most places.
It's a tough place at night to hit it out of.
Watch out. And 2 down. So here's Gardner. He started off this ball game with a perfect bunt single down the third baseline. And then Jeter backed that up with a perfect bunt single down the third baseline. If you're just tuning in. First pitch strike. One and one to count.
Gardner will lead off against the right-handers, hit 9th against the left-handers. When he hits 9th, Jeter will lead off. Tonight, Jeter's hitting in the 2 spot.
And that's slicing, and that's going to be foul. Thank you. Texas has just tied up Detroit at 3. In the finale here tomorrow night, Philip Humber against Bartolo Colon, 38-year-old veteran right-hander. Make your plans to be with us. If you can't, that game will be over WGN. And that got him.
That breaking ball down and in put him at first base, where that foot is going to heal quickly enough for him to take off.
That's the 8th batter that Gavin has hit this year.
Hit him on a bounce. Doesn't hurt any less, but still got him on the hop.
So here's Jeter. That bunt, single, and score. Breaking ball strike. Got some finals from around the Major League Baseball. Giants beat the D-backs 8-1 at AT&T. Seattle over Oakland 7-4 at Safeco. That curveball served softly into right field. That is a traditional base hit for Jeter.
Last night, the first 2 times up, he was 2 for 2. Tonight, the first 2 times up, he's 2 for 2. That's more Jeter-esque. Slicing it right down the line. Piazza does a nice job of getting to it quickly, realizing that Gardner, if you do miss a cutoff man, is going to probably score.
So here's Granderson. He singled and scored. Short lead by Jeter. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Yankees with their 4 runs on 5 hits. We have 1 run on 2 hits here in the top of the 2nd inning. That's fair ball. So the hit batsman's going to score. Jeter's going to be waved around. Good. No. Can't make it. So with 2 out, nobody on, they score 2 more, and it's 6-1. Granderson's 18th two-bagger.
RBI number 80. I thought we were going to get a break and that this ball looked like it was going to hop out of the ballpark. You can see it there. It is just fair. And Jeter all the way from first in under the tag.
So here's Teixeira. Anderson standing on third. .21 to count.
Anderson's driven in 81 in his pursuit of 100.
Backdoor curveball, and it's 1-2. Sarah had the sacrifice fly, picking up his 83rd RBI. Now they're going to score that a triple. He gone, but some damage done. 2 out, nobody on. Hit batsman, single, a double, a triple, I should say. And it is 6-1. That guy. It's the bottom of the 2nd inning, and we trail it by 5. 6-0 for the Yankees, 1-2-0 for our guys. A.J. Burnett. And after this half inning in the top of the 3rd, we're going to have a very special guest for you. Mayor Richard M. Daley. Who was honored prior to the game for his 22 years of great service to this great city. So here's AJ. AJ hitting at 287, 5 homers, 33 knocked in. He is 3 for 6 in the series, and lifetime against Burnett is 4 for 22. Takes ball 1. Other action. Phillies beat the Rockies 8-6 out in Denver. Milwaukee over St. Louis 10-5 at Miller Park. Atlanta beat Washington 6-4 in D.C. 7th inning at Pittsburgh. Cubs and the Pirates are scoreless. Houston leading Cincinnati 2-0. That game in the top of the 4th in Texas. 8-1 Tampa Bay leading Toronto. That's down in St. Pete in the bottom of the 6th. Boston leading Cleveland 3-2, bottom of the 6th at Fenway. Meanwhile, we're having trouble winning a ball game.
Having trouble scoring too many runs, but the Yankees put 6 up early. Makes things a lot more livable for Burnett, even though he has struggled this year.
Well, the only team that scored fewer runs than we have this year is Seattle. That's low and inside.
Now, talking with Paulie before the game, he felt like he might be able to come back tomorrow and thinks there's a good chance of that.
Well, it certainly is a different looking lineup when he's in there.
Here's a look at Paulie, who said he felt much better today than the last couple of days.
And he calls him out.
Bank of America pitch tracks. Take a look at it. Looked like AJ might have been right.
Well, AJ's also thinking he didn't give my pitcher one inside pitch so far. And that one was inside, not a strike, and he calls him out. So here's Rios hitting at 206, 6 homers and 24 knocked in. He did not go. And the count 2-0.
AJ Burnett signed as a free agent back in 08, December of that year.
3-0.
He had exceptional timing. He had his best year. No, this is a surprise. In his free agent year, he was 18-10 with Toronto. Signed an $82 million contract.
And there's a strike. Well, that's what 18 wins will get you.
It's amazing how often that happens, though. We never quite get there again.
And there's a base hit out and around it, right off the end of the bat, but finds a hole. So here's Diaz, Alejandro, with a homer and 2 RBIs.
This ball is up and away. They're playing him up the middle, so it left the vacated left side.
Takes the bunt, takes the ball. One for 10, but it was a big one. 2-run homer that won that game for us 2-1. And the count 2-0. Get a couple of bloops and a blast here. Jump right back into this thing. And it's 3-0. There's a bullet right back through the middle. So 1 out, 2 on, and that'll bring up Brent Morrell. As he strolls to the plate, a reminder, you can join the Chi Sox mobile group by texting VIP to 244-769 for a chance to win one-night stay at a downtown hotel, transportation to the game, and 2 United Scout seat tickets. Also a $200 gift card to Bacardi at the Park. Wonderful restaurant bar right across the street. Text VIP to 244-769. So here's Brent hitting at 250 with a homer and 17.
So far, the best stuff of the 3 pitchers we have faced from the Yankees would be the least likely to have the best stuff, and that was Phil Hughes.
Last night.
I mean, by far. He gave up 3 singles, and nobody got to second base.
He was crisp. Breaking ball. And the count evens at 1. Another fastball, and that one's fouled into the LG Skyline club seats. Six and 0 for them, 1-4-0 for us here in the bottom of the second inning. And this should be. Nope, don't get it. So 2 down.
Morrell hustling down the line, and Cano with a flat-footed throw. Thought the arm would be strong enough to get him. It's not hit all that hard. Took a high hop at the end. And Brett keeps the inning alive and a chance for Juan to drive in at least 1.
So here's Juan. He doubled and scored last inning. Outfield short. Well around to the left. Chavez and on the grass at third. And that's a can of corn into center field. So we threaten can't score. We'll have Mayor Richard M. Daley as our guest. Top half of next inning. this great city's mayor, and he is was instrumental in making it a great city. And welcome, Mayor
Thank you, Hawk. Thank you, Steve. Glad to be here.
And how are you enjoying it so far, the retirement?
Oh, I enjoy it. I
So
keep
you're
busy.
working with your son?
Yes, I'm working with my son, and great opportunities there. I'm a counsel for Captain Muchin, and we have a nice little firm there, great firm, great lawyers there, and then at the same time, an investment company with my son. So it's a great feeling.
Well, prior to the game, White Sox honored Mayor Daley with some gifts. It was the Aparicio, Omar, and now Daley. What's that number 11 you got right there? As Cano hits the second pitch into center field. And we'll take a look at some of the pregame festivities. But you also had a couple of bricks.
That's right.
And there's a framed number 22 for 22 years.
Yes.
And there is the final gift. Ron Kittle
Ron
and Southpaw.
Yeah, great ball player. I enjoyed Ron.
I thought they were
him a lot. Yeah.
I thought they were going to give you Southpaw for a second there.
Yeah.
Some of the grandchildren.
Yeah, my daughter, grandchild Maggie and Jack and little Kevin, and they enjoyed it. They're great Sox fans. We're here Sunday in that wonderful heat, and they enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's a great family park. A lot of families
Yes,
here.
it is.
I see it all. A lot of young kids, a lot of families, all coming to the park at all times.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful environment. And boy, I tell you, they did the renovation job they did here was just absolutely
Wasn't it?
fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it's a great park and great amenities, and people enjoy it. Parking is good. People have public transportation. They got the Metro here. Perfect place to come here.
Well, we feel like it's one of the best in the league. Certainly, I don't know that many about the National League. Most of them I've been to, but in the American League, this for us is our favorite part. There's no question about it. Well, as the pitch 1-1 is there's a shot by Swisher. What were some of the most memorable moments that you can remember?
I came here as a young man with my dad. All of us, my brother and sister, sat in the box, and he made one of us count how many strikes. One had to count the balls. The other one had to count how many pitches, and we all had to keep scoring. He's teaching us math. I said, wait, this is a class. Especially in 1959 when the sirens went off and things like, I mean, it was a great feeling. But I came here with my father, with John F. Kennedy. And at that time, Happy Chandler was the commissioner and my father. And the striking thing is everyone wore suits and everyone wore hats. And you wonder at a ball game, who's going to wear a hat today? But they all wear big hats and they had suits and all that. You had ties on. But the great memories of it, oh boy.
Chavez, and it is 8-1. So Gavin, who has been really pitching well, not having a very good night. But go ahead. They're all wearing hats and suits.
Right, and it's amazing what took place. And we used to sit on the first base line. My father wanted to move because of too much sun. You know, the way the field was. We went to the third base, and right today we've had the same position since 1955.
Well, Mayor, when you were growing up and your father was the mayor, obviously that's something that most kids don't get a chance to experience. Could you have envisioned yourself at that point as a mayor of this great city?
No, I could never that, because when I left, I was a lawyer and I wanted to run for state senate. I went to see my father and I said I wanted to do this. And what do you think? He said, what do I think? You have to go home and talk to your wife and you make your decision. Whatever decision you make, that's your decision. It would be not mine or your mother's. And the best advice he gave me, make your own decisions and lead your own life.
Worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah, it did. And I enjoyed public life. I enjoyed people. And everybody said, what do you miss about the city? I miss driving around the city and thinking about the city and then meeting people and taking pictures. There's always a feeling there, the dedication. You sit there, you stand there and sign autographs and meet people. It's all about meeting people. And I think that's what Chicago's all about.
Well,
great memories.
Go ahead.
White's at a Yankees game. They used to Friday night, Saturday afternoon, a doubleheader, and they had 50-some thousand always. And the Yankees came in town all the time. Great rivalry here.
Oh, you
always.
bet.
It's a
Charlie Maxwell and those guys.
Well, they have a picture up that's in the lunchroom, and it's from 1973, and it's 55,500, maybe 55 people for that game, that Yankee game against
Yankee game, boy, that was
coming to town here at the old Comiskey Park.
Old Comiskey Park, and people you wonder, they didn't have public transportation. You wonder how they all got here.
What they got here.
They all got here some way, and they're all in suits and hats, and I was wondering. You look back and you wonder how they did it all, but boy, that was the time that the Yankee series is always the best series. Everybody came to watch them and play. Billy Pierce was a great favorite of mine. Billy was always a good pitcher.
Well, for some of the newcomers to Chicago, Mayor Daley's dad, Richard J. Daley, between the two of them, two of the greatest mayors this country has ever seen. And the job that you guys have done for this city is just phenomenal. And being a baseball fan and hopefully, glad a Sox fan as well. It certainly makes for a nicer type of scenario for the citizens here. I mean, everybody loves to see you sitting down there.
Oh, I like it. I enjoy it. And you get to know the fans, you get to know their families and different people over the years. And I remember in the old park, Comiskey always had the box next to us. And I got to know, we got to know their children and grandchildren, everyone else, all the Comiskey and Brady. They're very wonderful family. And we had great time out here at all times. Of course, I lived in 3 blocks from here. At one time in the 7th inning, you could come over and walk in for free. So right after school, everybody came over here for the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. No, that was we made sure that school was out.
Out of the 22 years that you were here and so many great things for this city, what are some of the things you're most proud of as far as your accomplishments for the city of Chicago?
Well, I think the accomplishment, just saying education, learning environment. You did the best you can, but you're trying to tell people the only opportunity for your children is education. So get a learning environment in the home, take them to a library, making sure it's not just a school. And the other thing is just having belief in people, that people are good overall. People fall, they slip, they make mistakes, but always have to have a helping hand at all times, both in the family and in government. That's the only way. Many people don't have families, so many times government becomes that helping hand. I think government has to be a little more human on the side of issues and not as bureaucratic.
I know one thing. There's a saying about your dad and yourself, and it's great, and it is they make good things happen.
Well, that's what you have to do as mayor, and it isn't the easiest job, but you have to enjoy. You have to love it. And I enjoyed it because I would go to a public hearing, people would be screaming at me, and I walk out and start talking to them on the side and all that. That's all part of it. It's just okay. No, we're just making a point. Okay, you don't have to scream as loud. Okay, but you just went out there and said hello to them. I mean, you'd be surprised how many kind of settled down. Okay, yeah, I got your point. The media was here, fine, okay. But I always never took it personal.
Yeah.
People want to things better, and they got a different viewpoint. I understood that.
Well, sometimes you wake up in the morning and find something that happened that was good.
But I always had the belief that people in Chicago can do it. This is now it's a global city, and around the world people know about it. People come in and rave about the changes we have made, as a city, and that's what they really appreciated.
Well, they took a survey among Major League Baseball players a couple of years ago, and this was the favorite city.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
This was the favorite city. As the count full right here to Russell Martin. Yankees with 2 runs in here lead it 8-1. What always amazed me was taking Navy Pier. How could you take Navy Pier, which was nothing? I mean, it was just a place.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you turn it into the #1 destination spot here in town.
It's interesting, as Navy Pier, because Second World War, and George Bush Sr., of course, was a pilot there, and he flew, they had built wooden aircraft carriers. The Second World War in Lake Michigan.
Wooden aircraft carriers.
Yes, and they landed there, and it was Navy Pier, then eventually it was University of Illinois. My father always said it's the only place that someone can walk out and look back and see their city for free. Wow. So he said, remember that it always has to be held for the people. So when I became mayor with Jim Thompson, and we, of course, got together and we said, let's rebuild this, and we did it. And that was a great achievement. But my father's achievement was to build the University of Illinois in the 60s. It took him 25 years to build that.
Well, I remember when Governor Thompson was instrumental in the place that we're sitting in right now.
That's right. Yeah, he's very
instrumental. I remember that night, watched it on TV.
That's right. And it was great dedication.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for a wwonderful 22 years
Thank you
of
very
great
much.
leadership in
Appreciate
this town.
it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Steve. Enjoyed
Good to
it.
see
Thank you.
And don't be a stranger.
Hey,
No.
if it's too hot, you can come up here and sit with us
All right,
anytime you want.
Thank you.
Mayor Richard M. Daly, 22 years. Wow. And right here, pitching change as Will Oman comes on. Just what Gavin's night tonight, Stone Pony.
No, this is a bad team to struggle against.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't have real good stuff, this team will show you, and they'll show you quickly. And so Will Oman does come into the game. Our Toyota call to the pen. Will Oman is 0-2, ERA 3.74, on for the 37th time. There you look at the numbers. He inherits Yankees at first and second. He moves to the top of the order with Brett Gardner. And this has been 4-2-2, and we're not through the third inning.
So now, 1 out, 2 on, and the top of the order. Gardner. Gardner has reached base both times and scored both times. A bunt single leading off the game, and then hit by a pitch last inning and scored. And there's first pitch strike. Yes, sir. He was truly, truly a great mayor. And his dad, boy, they got things done.
Well, all you have to do is take a look around at various places in this city, and you can look at the things that he accomplished, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous downtown.
And the thing about it is, it gets better looking each and every passing year. That's the thing that amazes me. Been here for over a quarter of a century. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. The 0-2. And that's high. Count hangs at a ball and 2 strikes. One out and the 1-2 pitch. Just over the head. Got to hurry, not with that speed. Once it gets over his head, you can put it in your pocket.
Gardner just gets a piece of this, and Will Oman can't get up high enough. Then, no chance at first base. Second infield hit for Gardner.
Well, that's the biggest part of his arsenal with those legs of his. That man can run. So here is Jeter. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. A bunt single right down the third baseline, perfect. And then a breaking ball that he hit into right field. How many times have we seen him do that? Eight, 10-0 for them, 1-4-0 for us. Cleveland has scored a run in the 7th. They have tied up Boston at 3. Still hitting for the Indians. One and one to count. Jason Kipnis has hit a home run in that ball game.
He's come in absolutely on fire.
Well, he's going to be a good one. I mean, you can watch him swing. He does so many good things with his swing. It's really nice to see. Except when he plays against us.
Well, the two kids, Chisenhall and Kipnis, both left-handed. Both have tried to take the spot, although you're not going to fill them entirely of Sizemore and Chu. But they're two pretty solid left-hand hitters.
Back through the middle and into center field. That's going to score a pair, and it's a 10-1 ball game.
Three for three for Jeter. RBIs 37 and 38. Hit up 3 times, has 3 singles.
And he now has 3,025 hits. And he is moving up that line. He's passed Lou Brock for 23rd place. And Granderson takes strike 1. Granderson swinging a live bat. Ball just jumping off his bat. He's 2 for 2. A single, a 2-run double, and a run scored.
He's got a different stance than when he was with the Tigers. His bat was flatter, seemingly, with them, and he's going to drive in over 100 for the first time in his career.
Also, as I mentioned, Jeter has scored twice tonight. He needs 2 more runs to tie. Listen to this name, Honus Wagner, for 21st place on baseball's all-time run scored list with 1,741. Honus Wagner. He had a nose bigger than mine, and it weighed more too. He gone. 2 down. So the Yankees bat around. They sent 7 men to the plate in the first inning when they scored 4. Big 3-run homer by Robinson Cano. They sent 6 men to the plate last inning when they scored 2. And they bat around here in the third. And there's a shot. Just by Rios. And it's going to score 2 more. Teixeira on his way to third. He will get there standing up. And it's 12-1.
That ball was hit so hard it went out like a knuckleball. Teixeira just crushed this one. Driving in his 2nd and 3rd run of the night, 85 overall. And it's a triple.
And here's Cano. Nice block by AJ.
Last triple for Teixeira was a long time ago.
Cano started this inning off with a fly ball to center field. Well, it's times like this that baseball will reveal character. Two and one to count. And there's a base hit. It's 13-1.
With 4 driven in tonight. Now has 74.
And here's Swisher. He started this inning off with a rocket right back through the middle with 1 out. Well, that's it. You don't have to like it, but you got to deal with it as a White Sox player.
Nights like these are a lot less frustrating than that 3-2 loss to Sabathia. We lined into a couple of double plays, and he was vulnerable for one of the few times, and we just let him get away.
There's a strike to even the count at 1. Yeah, that game, when I make my drive home tonight, that game will still be in my craw a lot more than this one here. Nothing you can do. This is baseball.
Nope.
We're just getting our butts kicked. We kicked our own butts in that first game.
Yeah. And tonight's been the Yankee bats, and you're going to have those nights. We haven't had many this year. Haven't had many over the last few years. Not like this.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Yankees with 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and 7 so far here in the 3rd if you're just tuning in. He gone. And that'll retire the side. We're at the bottom of the 7th. It is not good.
White Sox history to win 2 batting titles. You think about that for a bit. We'll get back to you a little later in the game with the answer. Milestone for Omar, passing Brooks Robinson. Turned 13 on the all-time games played list.
Little chopper two hopper. Omar now 1 for 2 at a bunt single back in the first inning. So here's Quentin. Had a sacrifice fly to knock in Juan Pierre, who had doubled, and moved to third on the bunt by Pierre. First pitch strike. Off the end of the bat. Gardner. And there's 2 out. So here's Adam Dunn. He lined out to Granderson in center. Checks it up and fouls it off. And the count 0-2, and a reminder, Bacardi at the Park, Sox new restaurant bar, is open, offering a full menu from Gibson's Restaurant Group. Bacardi at the Park is a place to meet and watch all the action on over 70 screens. It's open at 11 a.m. before all home games, located right across the street from U.S. Cellular Field. And there's a base hit. And that'll bring up Alexei. He grounded out, hit a 1-hopper to Teixeira. Big hack, no contact. Ball gets away, so that'll be the 14th wild pitch. For Burnett.
Holds on to this one a little too long. And steers it right into the ground. Russell Martin doing whatever he can do, but can't stop Dunn from going to second.
And that's low. 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll go to the 4th, 13-1, New York.
Open 1 a.m. or later.
It's the top of the 4th inning. 13-0 for the Yankees. 1-5-0 for our Sox. Played these guys 4 games in their park, and we split those 4 at Yankee Stadium.
Battled them to a standstill. That was a good series.
And of course, we went into Boston and swept them when they were really playing well. Not so much at home. We are 24-30 here at home, 28-26 on the road. First pitch strike to Chavez, who was 1 for 2, a homer, his first homer of the season.
Very tough line for Gavin Floyd tonight. 2 1/3 innings, 10 runs on 9 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts.
And the count 1-2. He gone. He knew it. Third strikeout for Oman. And here's Posada, who's 1 for 2, a double. Yankees 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 7 in the third. And it's a souvenir right side up in the LG Skyline Club seats. Adam, 39 years old. He's 4 walks to tie for 7th place on the Yankees all-time walks list with 929. Protected 933. So can't get that one. And the count 2-2. It's full. Martin on deck. And that's off the facade of the upper deck. Tigers have just taken a 5-3 lead over Texas. Ryan Rayburn, a home run. And that's popped up into short left field. Alexei making the call. 2 down.
CC Sabathia was the American League Pitcher of the Month for the month of July. And that was a month that pitchers dominated. Jared Weaver 5-1 with a 1.62 ERA wasn't enough. Irvin Santana 3-0 with a no-hitter. That wasn't enough. Derek Holland 4-1 with 3 shutouts. That wasn't enough. Rick Porcello 5-0. They all lost out to Big CC. So it was a month where pitchers truly dominated in the American League.
Martin can't get that one. Russell has grounded back to the pitcher on a broken bat, walked and scored. And that's foul down. 0-2 the count. The 28-year-old receiver. And that's popped up, so we're going to have a 1-2-3 inning here. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees didn't score.
Sox history to win 2 batting titles? And the answer, Luke Appling. 388 in 1936, 328 in 1943.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning here. They scored 4 in the first. We scored 1. They scored 2 in the second. We didn't score in the second. They scored 7 in the third, and we didn't score in the third. So for us, it'll be Pierzynski, Rios, and De Aza. AJ called out. On the pitch, it was inside. And there's first pitch strike. Lays off the breaking ball down and in. And that ball hit into the gap, and it's not going to be caught. So AJ starts us off right here in the bottom of the 4th with a double. Jerry Hanley, Mike Williams, Roger Clares picked the click.
The fastball was up and out over the plate. And he wound up splitting the gap with it.
So here's Rios. He's singled in the hole between third and short. And there's first pitch strike. Ball hit hard, recovered, now gunned over by Jeter. And it's out number 1. So here's De Aza. He just absolutely pickled a single right back through the middle. And there's a base hit. So AJ's going to be held to third. So Alejandro 2 for 2.
That's a 7th hit. As De Aza takes it through the right side. Did very well at AAA. And he's going to get his opportunity here.
Brent Morrell will stand in. Get into a 6-4 fielder's choice. And takes first pitch strike. One and one to count. That's a base hit into right center field. So Diaz will now pull up as Swisher gets to it, gets it back in. AJ scores, and it's a 13-2 game. Good boy, Brent. RBI number 18.
His fastball is supposed to be low and away, and Burnett misses his spot by plenty. It cost him a run and a base hit.
So here's Pierre with 2 on, 1 out. Takes a strike inside. Count evens at 1. Outfield short and around to the left. And there's a base hit. So here comes Diaz. And it's a 13-3 ball game. 1 now, 2 for 3.
27th run batted in for Juan. Burnett, despite the big lead, not making good pitches.
So here's Omar. He had a bunt single in the first, and he grounded to second, leading off the third. And that's out of play. And you can provide your guests with the ultimate baseball experience in the LG Skyline Club, or United Scout Seats, or Gold Coast Ticket Club, or Diamond Suites. Premium seating areas offer exclusive amenities and benefits. So 312-674-1000 or WhiteSox.com. Lays off the breaking ball down and in.
Burnett's given up 9 hits. He's not through the 4th.
And the Tigers have beaten Texas 5-4. Pfister the winner. Harrison the loser.
That time he couldn't check his swing.
2 out.
Curveball down and in. Omar went a little too far.
Third strikeout for Burnett, and here's Quentin. Twice he's gone out to left, once for a sacrifice fly. Checks it up and takes it inside. Jose Valverde of the Tigers, 30 for 30 in stolen saves. That ball here way back. Gardner looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Hanger. Then he hurt it. 13-6.
Has now driven in 3. His 21st home run. He's got 65 driven in. And the Ford home run replay. A rolling curveball that just rolled on out of here. 4 runs batted in tonight.
So here's Dunn. Adam is lined to center and single. Cano sucks it up, throws it not. But a 5 spot goes up on the board, and we'll go to the 5th, trailing 13-6. And if you are the 500 texter, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway. Top of the 5th, top of the order for the Yankees in a 13-6 New York lead. Gardner is 2 for 2. Also was hit by a pitch, and he has scored 3 runs. Jeter on deck is 3 for 3, and he has scored 3 runs. So top of the order, Anderson has scored 1 and knocked in 2. They have counted for 11 of the 13 runs. Jeter 2 RBIs and Granderson 2 RBIs. There's a strike. And the count 1-2. Just did get a piece of it. And a reminder, Hooters is the official road game restaurant of the Sox. Coming to any Chicagoland Hooters location when the Sox are on the road to catch the games on their flat screen TVs, HD TVs, and enjoy great Miller beer features. We will do that starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Minnesota. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Baltimore. He gone.
Here's our AT&T U-verse multi-view.
And the Cubs have just shut out Pittsburgh 1-0. Yankees. 0-1 the count to the captain of the New York Yankees. Breaking ball a little bit high. So Ullman, this will be his 45th pitch. He came on back in the third. Gavin Floyd had a tough out. Lately he has just been magnificent tonight. As there's another base hit. That's typical Jeter. Piazza gets it back in. 4 for 4.
All 4 singles.
6 for 8 in the 2 games he's played.
He slices this ball just inside the line. It's a rolling breaking ball that stays up in the zone.
Anderson is 2 for 3, a single and a 2-run double. Checked it. Yeah, the double, the 18th. That was back in the second inning. It was 18th. He gone. 5 strikeouts for Ullman. And they did that. It was a triple back in the second. They made it. They changed it to a triple. A 2-run triple. His 9th. And here's Teixeira. He's 1 for 2. 2-run triple in the third. He also had a sacrifice fly in the first. 85 RBI. Get foul. It will.
Here's our United Airlines leaders of the game, and it is Mark Teixeira. Last night he homered from both sides of the plate, giving him 12 for his career, and that's the all-time record. Passing Chili Davis and my former teammate Eddie Murray.
One and one to count. He did not check it up. Outfield straight up, spread out. And that's chop foul. now with his 53rd pitch. Well, and you get him. Good recovery by Brent. And we are halfway home. We trail 13-6. Dale Fisher, thank you very much. As we get set to go to the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Ramirez, Pierzynski, and Rios. Plays A.J. Burnett. They scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 7 in the third. We scored 1 in the first and 5 in the fourth. Come on, guys, let's get some more runs.
Especially before they take Burnett out of there, because he doesn't have real good stuff tonight.
Back through the middle. Good start. Alexei now 1 for 3.
This fastball doesn't have a whole lot of life to it. You see it dead straight as Alexei takes it right back up the middle. That's the 11th Sox hit of the night in 4+ innings.
A.J. started off that 5-run fourth with a double. And chops that one foul.
Yankee bullpen up and going. Joe Girardi not particularly enamored with what he sees out of A.J. Burnett to this point. It's Corey Wade, right-hander throwing in the pen.
That ball into the gap, and Swisher's not going to get that one. So here comes Alexei. He's being waved around. He will score on the double by Pierzynski, and it's 13-7. Yes. $20 doubles now for A.J.
Brings out Larry Rothschild to talk with his struggling right-hander who's hanging by a thread to qualify for what looked like an easy win. Not looking all that easy right now as A.J. takes it by Swisher. The 12th Sox hit of the night.
I remember a game we were doing at Yankee Stadium. Clemens was pitching against us. They scored 8 runs in the bottom of the first inning One in the second, and I remember saying, well, you can wrap this one up and send it to Cooperstown. Clemens never got out of the fourth. Some guys have trouble. They just can't get that adrenaline. Can't keep that adrenaline flow. And here's Rios. He's 1 for 2. Takes a breaking ball strike. Lays off that breaking ball to even the count at 1. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the Sox. Browse the largest selection of our official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at WhiteSox.com. Out and around that one. Got Cox to make himself a new friend. But the count 1 and 2. And the Red Sox have just defeated the Indians 4-3. That's off the end of the bat. So 1 down. In that game, as I mentioned earlier, Kipnis homer. He's out of Northbrook. That's his 4th home run since being called up. Here's Diaz. He's 2 for 2 with the run scored. Inside corner. And the count 0-1. Backdoor breaking ball. 2 nasty pitches right there. Tailing fastball to catch the inside corner. And a backdoor curveball. Jacks it up. 13, 14, and 0 for them. 7, 12, and 0 for us. Two and 2. Now Burnett wants to have a talk with Martin. Outfield really short for Diaz in center and in left. And there's a base hit. JJ's going to be held at third as Swisher gets to it, gets it back in. Now Diaz on his way to second base, and he'll get there.
That's going to be it for A.J. Burnett. So despite having a 13-1 lead, he's not going to qualify for this win. And heads-up base running on the part of Diaza. Take another look at it. Some flat-out hustle when he reads the arc of the throw and realizes that it's not going to be able to be cut off. He hustles into second without a play.
So Burnett will depart, and we'll be back.
Toyota called it a pen, and it is Corey Wade. There's look at the numbers: 1-0, ERA 2.08. Wade comes into this one with runners at second and third, only one out here in the fifth inning. A.J. Burnett gave up 13 hits in 4 1/3, charged already with 7 runs. And the base runner's his responsibility.
So Ducks on the pond, 1 out, and here's Brent Morrell. Brent 1 for 2, had a single, an RBI single last inning as he takes that curveball downstairs. Don't stop now, boys. Broken bat pops up. Gardner comes on. AJ's just going to make him throw, but that's out number 2. And it's up to Juan Pierre, who's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored tonight. Come on, Juan, base hit right here makes things very, very interesting. Make that 2 runs for Pierre scored. Corners in close.
Straight change. Wade has a good curveball also.
And very quickly, the count 0-2. On a very wide.
That was a very generous call,
very
to say
wide
the least.
Pitch. In the hole 0-2, you got to protect. But we come up with 1, and we trail it 13-7.
game live only on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape.
We're already into the 6th inning.
This game's moving right along.
It'll be Cano, Swisher, and Chavez. Cano, a 3-run homer in the 1st. And an RBI single in the 4th. Now has 17 homers and 74 knocked in.
Will Ohman's been around a long time in this game.
This will be his 54th pitch. And it's popped up to Pierre. Can of corn. Cano with 6 RBIs in this series. Swisher. It's high and deep in the right center field. Alejandro. Easy. 2 down. That's the way to do it. 2 pitches, 2 out. And here's Chavez. Had a 2-run homer in that 3rd inning when they scored 7 times. Nice play by Brent. The gun went over the top high. Beautiful stop. That'll be a base hit for Chavez.
Well, big effort to his right. He's got plenty of time. He just airmails. Had him done. The big break was that it doesn't go into the seats, so he's not charged with the air.
Boy, Brent, when he comes over that top, has got a gun. Whew. Not as good an arm as anybody in his league from 3rd base. So here's Posada. He's 1 for 3. A double and a run scored. And the count 0-2. And that's into right field. That's a can of corn for Diaza. And that'll do it. For the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Vizquel, Quentin, and Dunn.
but you don't have to remember it to love it. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, a la carte only.
(13-7). Bad guys. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Vizquel will lead off. Quentin next, and then Dunn. Omar 1 for 3, a bunt single back in the first inning. Corners in close. And the count 0-2.
Corey Wayne will have a big advantage if he throws the ball with any authority at all, because he'll have come into the game. The starter cannot qualify for a win, and he'll have had a 6-run lead.
And another foul ball. And a reminder, great seats remain for all White Sox home games. Tickets start at just $12 a seat. Plenty of great matchups, promotional nights, and post-game fireworks still remain. So purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. One and two.
Yankees came in a game behind Boston, and this is going to be some race in the East. Boston has the best hitting team, the best scoring team in the league. The Yankees second in the league in pitching. And Boston second in the league in defense.
Well, Boston desperately needs another pitcher. It's going to be a little tough for him right now. Yep. Softly hit. No.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay, and it's Carlos with a 3-run bomb that helped to chase Burnett, and a big 5-run fourth. So Carlos with a huge night. He's making this one pretty interesting after trailing 13-1.
Yeah, if we could have got a base hit last inning to score those two, it really would have been interesting. And the count 0-2. They're just getting on the way at the Big A in Anaheim, Minnesota, leading 1-0. Houston has defeated Cincinnati 5-4 down at the juice box. Just getting home, getting in. Detroit beat Texas 5-4 at Comerica Park. And Boston at home against Cleveland. Red Sox won at 4-3. Breaking ball misses, and the count 2-2. It's full. Ball 4, base hit. That's a can of corn into right field. So 2 out to Dunn. Adam is 1 for 3. He lined out to center, single, and then got it out to Cano. Little high neck in, 1-1 to count. And that's tough foul. Boy, a lot of controversy about Cardinals and the Brewers.
Well, as teams start to play one another in the unbalanced schedule and they're neck and neck, you're going to find some problems, especially as the rivalry heats up.
Ground ball right side. Cano's going to get him again. So that's a 1-2-3 inning for Corey Wade. He's retired everybody he's seen. White Sox head to Target Field to take on the Twins. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Sportsnet Central, so don't miss White Sox Twins Friday night at 7 only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Brian Bruni comes in the game at 1-0, ERA 4.82, on for the 22nd time. And he inherits a 6-run deficit. Will Oman went 3 2/3, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. He didn't walk anybody, fan 5. All in all, not a bad job in trying to cool off, at that point, a red-hot ball club.
Martin fouls it away, and prior to the game, White Sox paid tribute to that man right there, Richard M. Daley. He received the Roland Heeman Award and some gifts. There's Burley giving him a jersey, plus there was a framed jersey with the 22 years, that number on the back, and here is the golf cart with the Sox all over it on the side. He and his grandkids are going to enjoy it. What a great meal. Got things done.
He did that.
He got things done.
Just ask the folks who had their planes in Meigs Field.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you're talking about a leader. He gave this great city leadership. That's outside, and the count 2-2. Got ahead of him, and now it's full. And that full count is off the wall. When you get ahead of somebody like that, and you got him right back into the at-bat. So the leadoff double.
11th double, and Russell Martin crushed that ball to right field. He got a high straight fastball. Hit the daylights out of it.
So here's Gardner. He's 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Twins leading the Angels 3-0. Game in the top of the second. Texas lost to the Tigers. So in the West, Angels came in today 1 game back of the Rangers. Philadelphia has opened it up to an 8-game lead over the Braves, 15.5 over third place Florida and New York. Milwaukee now with a 1.5 game lead. Check that 3.5 game lead over the Cardinals as Milwaukee won 10-5.
Philadelphia, winners of 6 in a row, absolutely loaded baseball team.
Get over there. Oh, come on, Hudson. Jeez.
Throws Brian Brody out of the game after calling Gardner safe. Gardner has yet another infield hit.
Hudson telling me he threw him out of the game.
He did.
And Ozzie is saying what? So Bruni will depart as runners hit the corners, nobody out.
There's the look. We'll slow it down. Bang, bang, and we didn't get the bang.
All right. We'll be back.
And there's Matt Thornton. Thornton 0-4 ERA, 3.25 on for the 41st time. He'll inherit Yankees at first and third. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Ryan Bruni was given the heave-ho by Marvin Hudson. So Matt will have as much time as he wants to loosen up.
And while he does, a reminder, experience the new Gold Coast Tickets Club located on the 200 level here at U.S. Cellular Field. So for tickets, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Take a look at our Felco upcoming schedule. Yankees are here for one more. And then after that game tomorrow night, it's on to Minnesota for a weekend series. Then we go to Baltimore for 4 before coming back here and entertaining the Kansas City Royals.
And then the Cleveland Indians and then the Texas Rangers. So a 9-game, 10-day homestand after this next road trip. So here we go. Jeter 4 for 4. 3 runs scored, 2 knocked in. Jeter has his average up to 279. Going on with his 4 homers and 38 RBIs. And Gardner picks up his 33rd stolen base. Now the infield in. And the 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
The all-time hit leaders, and Rod Carew in his sights next. And very close to that, Ricky Henderson and Craig Biggio.
The 0-2 pitch. High and wide. 97. Little tin music.
Just in case he might have been leaning out over the plate.
Line drive right to. Had him done. So 1 out. And that'll bring in Granderson, who's 2 for 4. A single and then a 2-run triple. And that 4-3 Red Sox went over Cleveland for the 2nd game in a row. Jacoby Ellsbury did it with walk-off fashion. It was just a base hit yesterday, and tonight it was a home run. Checks it up, fouls it off. And a count, nothing in 2. Nothing in 2 to Granderson.
The Yankee bullpen is up once again. Ayala getting ready. Corey Wade has done a nice job in relief of A.J. Burnett.
way high. Take him right here, Matt. 2-2. More pitches the hitter sees, the more dangerous he becomes. And there's a base hit. So it's going to be 15-7. And Granderson, 4 RBIs tonight, giving him 86. Oh, check that. 83. More pitches they see, the more dangerous they become. So here's Teixeira. He's 1 for 3, had a 2-run triple and a sacrifice fly.
Ryan Bruni charged with those 2, so he came on for no innings, 2 hits, 2 runs.
Eats him up right there, Alexei. 2 down. And in that Atlanta-Washington game, Dan Ugla extended his hitting streak to 25 games. Dustin Pedroia came in here the other day with a 25-game hitting streak and snapped. So here's Cano, 2 for 4, a 3-run homer and an RBI single. That's back through the middle. So 2 on, 2 out, 2 in, and that'll bring up Swisher. He's 1 for 4.
19 hits for the Yankees. A very offensive night for both teams.
Yeah, we finally get some runs. But that's the way it goes. It is what it is. Swisher checks it up. Then he takes ball 1. And the count evens at 1. Swisher, a couple of strikeouts. That single. That was back in the 3rd inning. Run scored. And then he went out to his counterpart, Alejandro Diaz, in right. Softly hit.
Swisher
off his foot.
Just went straight down in the batter's box. Right off the instep of that left foot.
And once again the 1-2. We've had a little bit of everything in this game.
It was a wild pitch for Matt Thornton. Just his second of the year.
It's full. And that's chop foul. I mentioned that in that Tiger 5-4 victory. Valverde with his 30th save and 30 attempts, just 2 off the Tiger record. 32 consecutive, set by Willie Hernandez back in 1984.
That won him the Cy Young Award that year.
Sacks packed with Yankees. And if you're just tuning in, Gavin Floyd started. Had a tough outing. He's been pitching so well. Went 2 1/3, gave up 10 runs earned on 9 hits. So here's Chavez. 2 for 4, a 2-run homer, and an infield single. Count evens at 1. And the count 1-2. Pretty good rip right there by Chavez. And another souvenir. Low and away, 2-2. And that's a base hit. That's going to score 2 more. So it's 17-7. There's a good at bat by Chavez.
Got 4 runs batted in tonight. Seems like a very familiar number among all of these Yankee hitters. 12 for the year. Takes a low fastball in protection mode and just punches it through the left side.
So they bat around again. They bat around. They sent 12 men to the plate in the 3rd inning. And here's Posada. He's 1 for 4 with a double. And the count 2-0. "17 runs on 20 hits for the Yankees. 7 runs on 13 hits for our guys. And the count 3-0. There's one. And there's two.
Jesse Crane loosening up in the pen.
And there's a chopper. Takes him to the bag. And they get him. But another crooked number goes up on that board. 7th inning stretch. We trail it by 10.
And 2, a fine ERA of 165 on for the 32nd time. Number's pretty good.
It'll be Ramirez, Pierzynski, and Rios. First pitch strike. Alexei. 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. Nice pick by Ayala. So 1 down, and here's AJ's 2 for 3, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored.
Brent Lillibridge in the on-deck circle.
0-2 the count. Just checking the standings here. Boston now 68-41. 27 games over with a game and a half lead over the Yankees. But if the Yankees win, that'll be back to 1. As that's a can of corn into center field. And 2 out. Texas lost their game. So the Angels just a half game back. But Minnesota leading that Angel team 3-1, bottom of the 3rd at the Big A. So here's Lillibridge hitting for Rios. Alex was 1 for 3. Takes first pitch strike.
After the finale tomorrow night, the Yankees will get on their charter and go to Boston for a weekend series against the Red Sox, and that should be a dandy.
One and 2 the count with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. 17-20-0 for the New York. 7-13-0 for our Sox. So an easy inning for Ayala, and we're into the 8th.
Lillibridge, and Jesse Crane comes into the game. Jesse at 5-3, ERA 2.53 on for the 48th time. So Matt Thornton's night is done. He replaced Brian Bruni, who was thrown out. Will Oman went 3 2/3. Gavin Floyd 2 1/3.
Martin cannot get it. Russell is 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. He started off that 4-run 7th with a double off the wall in right center. Just tuning in, Yankees 4 in the 1st. 2 in the second, 7 in the third, and 4 in the seventh. They scored 1 in the first, 5 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. He gone. One out, and that'll bring it. Brett Gardner, he's been a pain in the behind, I'll tell you tonight. Three for 4 with 4 runs scored and a stolen base. 33rd stolen base.
All of infield hits.
A bunt. Leading off the ball game. Beautiful bunt down the third base line, and then Jeter, another beautiful bunt down the third base line. His first 2 hitters bunted and reached. 2-0 the count. Angels have come back to tie Minnesota at 3. Scott Baker on the bump for the Twins. No score. Dodgers at San Diego. That's in the bottom of the 4th. Better get it in the air. If he hits the ground twice, he's safe.
He's got that part of the game down. Just chop it off the plate or in front of the plate and beat it out.
Tell you what, if I could run like him, I'd be doing the same thing.
Years ago, Matty Alou made a career out of that.
So here's Jeter, 4 for 5, 3 runs scored. Yes, he did. Kind of winter ball in Caracas one year. We had an outfielder. Matty Alou, Vic Davalillo, and Jesus. I was at first base. Pete Rose was the second. Tommy Helms was the short. We had Damaso Blanco at third. Bill Bryan was catcher.
You guys lose any?
Not too many.
Too many.
Not too many. One and 2 the count. And there's another base hit on the hanger. Jeter with his 5th hit and his 17th double. In the game, he was going for his 3,000th. He got it on a home run, and he also had 5 hits in that game. He and Wade Boggs have ever picked up their 3,000th hit with a homer. Boggs did it down when he was with Tampa Bay.
He just waits for that breaking ball to roll to him. And takes it into left field. Just a big night for the Yankees. 21 hits, and for Derek Jeter, 5 of them.
Derek Jeter is absolutely one of the classiest players that I've ever seen in my all parts of 7 decades in this game. Absolutely one of the classiest. You might tie him, but you're not going to beat him.
This was the time he stepped into the game.
From day one.
I think he understood exactly how good he was becoming, and when they made him captain of that team, the responsibility that went with being the captain of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, sports franchise in the country.
In the world. Boy, to do that in New York, what he's done, it's like having 2 managers. And of the 2, you're going to have one good one in Jeter.
and one who's going to be there longer.
That's right. And there's a base hit. So he picks up his 4th hit and is 18-7.
It's 5 runs batted in for Granderson.
So here's Teixeira. He's 1 for 4 with a sacrifice fly and a 2-run triple. Breaking ball strike. Good night. Check it up. On the changeup and the count 0-2. Only 3 games in action. Ours, Minnesota at the Big A in Anaheim, and the Dodgers in San Diego. Everything else is over. If you're just getting home. Boston beat Cleveland 4-3. Tigers beat Texas 5-4. Atlanta beat the Nasty Nats 6-4. Milwaukee doubled up St. Louis 10-5. Milwaukee now a 3.5 game lead. Just got a piece of that one. Phillies over the Rockies 8-6 out in Denver. Seattle at home against Oakland. Mariners win at 7-4. Giants at AT&T beat the D-backs 8-1. Cubs shut out Pittsburgh with 1-0. Garza over Resac. Tampa Bay beat Toronto 9-1. Shields 10-9 with a 2.95. James Shields, he of the great changeup. Shields family. The winner. Houston beat Cincinnati 5-4. Lyles, the winner, 1-6. His first major league win. And that's in the center field. Lily Bridges there, but they pick up one more. They lead at 18-7.
Andrew Jones will take over in left field. That means Granderson has left the game. Eduardo Nunez is at second base. And Jorge Posada becomes the first baseman.
So it'll be Diaza, Morel, then back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 18-7, 18-22-0 for them, 7-13-0 for us. Well, there is one good thing about this game.
Didn't rain?
No, better. At least we don't have to face Mariano.
No, I don't think he's going to come in for the save.
No. Nope. Look at this. 4 for 4 for Alejandro. Yes. Don't pick to click. You finally got one right.
He's my guy. He's my guy. Nice job, Alejandro. 4 for 4.
Morel can't get it. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Hope you played the lottery tonight.
I did.
Big one tonight.
I did.
Okay.
Did you?
I did.
Right to the bag. Back him up. 2 down. So here is Pierre. 2 for 4, a double. That led off the bottom of the first. Omar then a bunt single, and sacrifice fly. All we could come up with 1. 1-0 the count. Oh, hit hard. Posada makes the play. Wow. All right, we're into the 9th. Postgame Live. Watch highlights and get analysis from Chuck and Bill. Plus go live to Ozzie Guillen for his postgame remarks. Don't miss Galaxy White Sox Postgame Live immediately following the game on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Sergio Santos on to get an inning of work.
Going to make sure that he does stay sharp. Hasn't been out there for a bit.
And here is Andrew Jones. Top of the ninth inning, 18-7, Yankees lead.
Sergio on for the 44th time. ERA just under 3, and the record at 3-3.
The ball hit hard. And Jones comes up with the base hit. Single heart, single to center. First time that we have scored 7 runs since the first game after the All-Star break.
And if the results are like this, we shouldn't score too many times.
So here's Swisher. Nick fouls it down.
He's been wearing out his feet tonight.
We're going to have to get him some mittens to put on his feet. Outfield straight up. And the count 1-1. Philip Umber against Bartolo Colon tomorrow night. And Yankee notes are saying it's not going to be Colon, it's going to be Nova. There's a strike in the count, 1-2. So we say Colon, they say Nova. He gone. There's that disappearing slider. 9 strikeouts for Sox pitching tonight. That's sandwiched in between 18 runs and 23 hits.
We scattered 23 hits.
Good throw. And rack him up. 3-6-1. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. We got a lot of work to do.
One and 1 ERA over 5. He's been hurt a good portion of this year. They got him as the premier setup man to Mariano Rivera after a big year last year with Tampa Bay, but it hasn't worked out for him. They signed him to a gigantic contract for a setup man.
So it's bottom of the ninth then. Omar, who's 1 for 4, will lead it off. Takes it low and away. And that's out of play. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the fourth, and Anaheim 4-4 tie. Twins and the Angels. Jeter. One out. So here's Quentin. 1 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. The one hit was a 3-run homer back in the fourth when we scored 5. And the count 0-2. Two down. Here's Tyler Flowers hitting for Adam. One for 6 since being called up. Oh, hit hard. Well, he smoked it. And this ball game is over. So Gavin Floyd had a tough outing tonight. Stone Pony, but he has been pitching so well and just couldn't do it this evening.
No, it didn't have much of anything, and this Yankee team certainly took advantage of it, but they took advantage throughout the bullpen. So this one, not that frustrating because you're never really in it.
No. All right, let's check out our GMC player of the game. It is the 37-year-old captain of the New York Yankees, Derek Jeter. All he did was pick up 5 hits tonight. He was 5 for 6, scored 4 runs to tie Honus Wagner for 23rd place on the all-time run scored list. Our GMC player of the game. So for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Angier, our producer, John Walgren, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., also the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and up here in the booth, Tom Hoover, Wayne Griffiths, Frank Leone. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Right now, let's go back to Mark and Pat in the studio.